So guys, if you want to see more behind the scenes content, if you want to kind of catch the rest of what we did and a lot more stuff, why don't you guys become subscribers? So go to BabylonB/plans and you can become a subscriber there and become part of the community. You can pitch headlines. You can do all kinds of great stuff there and get to know all of us. And there's a lot of great people on there. So go check it out.
BabylonB.com/plans. Can you say that so they have the audio?
BabylonB.com/plans.
Can you say it again?
BabylonB.com/plans.
One more time.
I'm not trolling you. I'm trying to get it for us.
One more time, like you care.
Yeah.
With feeling.
/plans.
Oh, there it is.
Oh.
Did you see the cheer?
I said that was a real
I mean, I don't like to give line reads.
I was trying to channel.
Okay, I don't like to give line reads.
I don't have an ego,
Hold on,
so
here we
I
go,
don't
here we
mind
go.
line reads.
BabylonB.com/plans.
All right, you just up.
We're using that one. We're using that one.
Upstaging now.
All right, everyone, welcome to the Babylon Bee's first ever commentary video. We're going to do a commentary on our full Californians Move to Texas series. So we want to quickly introduce ourselves. The one dancing over there is Chandler.
Hi, I'm Chandler, also known as Timpani, she, her. And yeah, excited to kick it up.
What'd you do in this series?
What did I do? I was an actor and I guess one of the producers on the project. Didn't expect for it to be a series, but I'm really grateful that it did. So yeah, and here we are talking about it because it was such a wonderful success. So thanks for being here, guys.
I'm Brandon. I shot most of it, along with Jordan, shot some of the later episodes as well with me. I directed and did some of the writing on the series as well.
I'm Kyle. I'm the editor-in-chief of the Babylon Bee, and I helped conceive of the series. I wrote the original article that I then said, hey guys, we should turn this into a video, and that is how this thing came about. So we got on some talented writers and actors and producers and directors, and we made it happen.
I am Emma. I did some of the preliminary editing for the series, and I also do sound when we're on set and miscellaneous things, and then I also played a character.
Mm-hmm.
And you AD'd a lot too.
Yeah.
AD'd a lot.
Yes. Yeah, first AD, if you know what that means.
I don't.
Okay.
It's a big deal.
Don't worry about it.
What is it?
It's first assistant director. So it's like I'm the
Assistant
person that
to the
yells at
director.
you.
She was the first and second AD, actually. on most
And
of the
boom
shows.
op.
Second AD would probably be more like Chandler, because I didn't really.
I'm
make
just
that.
trying to give you more credits.
Yeah, I was also the second AD, and I have more credits, I'm sure.
Hello, my name's Siaka. I played Steve, he, him. And, I was just really honored to be part of the first episode, and we kept going forward, and it's been a really cool, awesome ride, literally. So thank you.
Yeah, it's been a ride. Yeah, so I'm Jarrett, and I produced, let's see, I played a character in this, 2 characters actually. And let's see, and we also, I co-directed with Brandon sometimes. I got locations, I cast, I did a lot of stuff for it. So I think we all kind of got this thing done together. It was a really big team effort.
Is your experience co-directing with Brandon the same as mine?
It probably is.
Where I go, we should do this, and he goes,
Nope.
No.
Let's
and then he has a much
we don't have
better
time
idea.
for
And then
that.
he just has a much better idea.
Yeah, no, I look at co-directing as a way of making it so that Brandon can have somebody to say no to.
We mean that in the nicest way possible.
No, but it's always a better idea. It always is. So.
Brandon's instincts are on point.
Yeah.
So.
That's really good.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's jump in with episode 1 of Californians Move to Texas,
Woo!
Moving Day.
This is the one that took the world by storm, right?
Honey,
This is
someone's coming to
a
the
moment
house.
in history.
Someone's coming to the house. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do?
Originally, this was all supposed to be shot at the back of the U-Haul. And very last minute, I decided we wanted to shoot it indoors, partially because it was just such a hot day and I didn't want to be outdoors, but also the lighting I felt we could control a lot more indoors.
Stopping by to say howdy without assaulting us first, robbing us, or defecating on our lawn.
Dave is an incredible actor, by the way. He's been in just about everything you can
We're from Los
imagine.
Angeles.
He had just done Yellowstone right before he did this, so that's one of the reasons why he's such a good cowboy.
And another thing about Dave, I mentioned this on the podcast, I think, but I saw him in the show Barry, and I was all excited. I was like, that's the guy. And I had heard his voice before he actually came on screen. And then he immediately gets shot, and he's not in the series anymore.
Oh.
Like, oh, sad.
So you recognized his voice first?
Right.
Hey, Chandler.
Huh.
How much did you hate those masks?
Yeah, it's so funny. I was when we were wearing the mask, I was looking at it and I said, "This is such a weird inner conflict I'm experiencing right now because I don't want to wear these things, but I will wear it ironically." And
Yeah.
the best way, we came up with that was like, "Oh, when we pull
Unicorn.
it down, let's pull it up and let's play with it." And
Yeah, I mean, when I was reading the script, I was like, are they going to wear masks the whole time?
Yeah,
And we
I'm glad
were
we
all
did
just
it.
talking on set, and we are like, let's have them still, like, clinging to it like a security blanket.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
we've got Steve's mask goatee right here.
And her unicorn.
Tiffany's unicorn.
I remember.
Her unicorn always made me laugh, so I tried
Yeah,
not to
me
break.
too.
I was breaking a lot.
What I
in
particularly like is that it kind of pushes her forehead down and distorts her face a little.
Yeah, it's kind of like the reverse of Batman's mask. Kind of gets her forehead
other way.
down. I was when we were giggling like behind. Basically, Emma and I were
To the
catching
right.
each other's eye right now, and we were just laughing at Chandler the whole time. So her performance here was so funny.
oh my
Yeah.
gosh, it was really fun because Siaka and I had a quick conversation before we shot. We kind of just dove into it.
Yep.
I remember specifically that day because we thought it was a one-off, and you, me, and Dave were sitting at the table and like running our lines, and we worked out a couple beats.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I just thought, I just kind of instinctually leaned into that, like that character that we all kind of know, that this type of woman that's like, no, honey, like we're gonna wear these forever, right? And you're like, like kind of scared.
Well, a
that
lot
this-
of people don't know Chandler does music, and she has great timing. And so, me being an actor for as long as I have, like, it's something that you develop, and it's a great skill.
So
to
like
have.
bad timing would be if I started talking.
Exactly. This is what not
Timing.
to do. But no, it's like when we first got on set and started doing some things, even like the improv moments were just so natural.
Yeah.
It was just so easy, and what even breaths. We like
Yeah,
certain
yeah.
times the way we exhaled at the same time just happened, and then
It's
we
like,
got used to
it's
doing
like
it.
choir class.
Yeah.
The breath, it leads everything.
Just want to be extra safe.
We feel naked without masks.
We'll probably wear them for the rest of our lives.
Buried in them.
You seem like a lovely couple. Like I said, I just wanted to drop by and welcome you to the neighborhood.
Why? Do you want something?
No. They're, I think he's being friendly. People around here are friendly. Like we've seen in the movies, right?
I thought that was just make believe, like superheroes or families that go to church.
So
No,
I
no,
feel like
that's
we had to
it.
get a bunch of
This is real
jokes
life.
in this first episode because we didn't know it was going to be a series.
So,
So we stuffed a bunch of stuff like the
I live
church
in that
reference, the
house
being
over
friendly,
yonder.
the gun bit, all of that. Spoiler.
Hi, Kevin.
We used all
I'm
these
Tiffany.
jokes up, and we're like,
Episode
darn,
one.
what are we gonna put in the rest of the
We have
series?
nothing else.
But it became part of a thing. Like she
Yeah.
kind of didn't understand, and I would kind of explain.
Yeah.
And so that became a thing we
Yeah,
started
yeah,
doing.
yeah.
It
The
was
little
really cool.
aside moments.
in fact, just you're asking about it is a microaggression.
Oh my gosh, I am so sorry.
The one old Texas
didn't
farmer that knows that
it's
word,
okay.
right?
I wonder if people notice that the something
Yeah.
that I'm doing that on purpose, and I don't actually talk that way.
Thank you for letting people know. A lot of people ask me.
Exactly.
Like,
Sometimes Chandler does ask us
Anything?
questions about
That's
guns, and
all
we're like,
my wife and I
is this Chandler talking or Timpani? I'm not sure.
it's true. I'm a lot like my character, but also not.
It's okay. It's okay.
Steve hiding behind Timpani. That's going to
Always.
become a recurring thing.
Yeah.
Sorry. We don't really like guns. There's a lot of crime where we're from.
I understand. There's not a lot of crime here.
Why?
Why?
Everybody here has a gun.
I don't get it.
I don't
You'll get
get
used
it.
to it.
Which
But what if I don't wanna get
changed.
used
It
to
was
it?
originally supposed to be,
Guns,
I don't understand, but I said that's not what a Valley Californian would say.
I don't think I can live
They
like
don't
this.
get it. She would
A
know.
3-syllable word.
We just recently replaced a lot of our electrical grid with unreliable wind power.
My whole life prepared me for this role, okay?
It did actually.
It really did.
I can do this. Where's the police sirens? Where's the helicopters overhead?
The
Where's
improper
the
grammar.
needles in this street? I just can't live like this.
Where's the
So
needles?
hot.
That's my favorite line right there. Where are the needles in the street? That's
This part right here, man.
This is crazy because we really came up with this on the fly.
Yeah, that was an improvised thing. So a lot of times when we're on set and we're going through the actions of things, either something doesn't feel right, or sometimes it's just we know that we need to change things on the fly just because of timing. If the sun's going down, we just got to move things along. And so actually we had another full scene after this that was supposed to be me and Emma.
Emma.
That had moved to Texas as well, and then
From Oregon.
And then Kevin,
Portland.
yeah, exactly.
Portland, yeah.
And then Kevin scares off the next couple. But then it kind of made it seem like he was just this malicious figure,
Right.
that's just like hunting down the transplants and scaring
right.
them
Which
out
I
of
kind of
Texas.
thought that was going to be our through line. Like there was going to be an antagonist who was, secretly like getting the crazy leftists to stay out of Texas and stop, Californiaing Texas, which I think could have worked just as good. But I think we decided against doing it.
Well,
an antagonist.
we've had a debate internally all the way up until the last episode where we were talking about, was he actually trying to scare them off? Or was he just, because I didn't take that wink as like,
I
hey,
did.
I scared him off.
I did.
Yeah. I don't think that's his character, and maybe that just more developed in the later episodes.
So it's just sort of like,
He's just like,
that's all, folks, like
Yeah,
that kind of thing.
I don't think he's trying to scare them. I think he's just like, he's playing with them a little bit and he's like, sees them fun. He's like, yeah, well.
I think it rounded out because as
Yeah.
we'll see in episode 2, like they were very mean to the couple. They were like, oh, this is the couple I've been telling you about. Like, oh,
there was
like,
a passive aggression,
there
but I
was
don't feel like there was
yeah.
outright meanness.
Well,
and even with the lady that played my wife, Carrie, she did a good job with this, where she wasn't mean when she kind of like turned and looked after you gave. Wait, let's watch that. So
we'll wait for that because there's a lot to talk about
She
there.
wasn't mean, and
When
that
my
was
character-
specifically the direction.
But
was
it
like, don't
was
be mean.
rude to throw our salad away because we're vegan. That was the only thing we could have eaten.
But I
mic
love the
on?
fact that right here we do hear the sirens,
Oh,
the
yes.
gunshots.
Yeah,
like the
this
thing
is
she
cool.
she like craved. We hear it here. I thought it was like
The
one of
funny-
I think this is one of the funniest parts
Yeah,
of this whole
me too.
episode. Like
Also,
the button
you
was.
can't- and you can't hear it because in post I did all these audio effects to make it sound like the music is far away. So I wanted something that sounded like gangster rap or something that they were playing in
I
downtown
do hear
LA.
a little bit actually.
But if you listen to the lyrics of the song, I think it's actually a Christian song.
Oh, that's funny.
Christian rap.
Wow,
That's funny.
I love
Babylon
this.
B is consistent.
We're comforted by.
I like that Timpani's always driving.
Yeah.
Just
Well,
a subtle.
Intentional
Yeah, I'm.
And
True to
sitting
life.
down,
The
just like
pants.
sitting
True to
down when I
life,
pee.
yeah.
And of course, you guys can tell in this tag that we did not expect to make this a series because we have them move back to California. So
And didn't we almost decide to end every single episode with us coming back to Like there was like a debate. Like, okay, should every episode end like
We-
a cartoon? Like they just keep resetting every
yeah,
episode.
I think we wrote a tag for episode 2. Oh yeah, there it is. I think we wrote a tag for episode 2 that they were going to move back.
Oh,
But
here we go.
we didn't end up using that, and that we just said, you know what, let's just ignore that tag ever happened. It's like The Simpsons, where something
Yeah.
happens in one episode
Yeah.
and you never mention
Right.
it again.
Yeah. Where did you find the music, by the way? I keep getting asked that question. The music for the thematic music.
Oh, the guitar?
Yeah.
I don't know. It was from some stock site.
Okay. And then the bootleg Baywatch montage song, which we'll hear later a couple times.
I commissioned that.
Oh, you,
I
really?
commissioned
You made
it.
that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
well,
awesome.
I had someone. I had my music guy Daniel Matzite,
Oh, so cool.
That was
Give
the
Daniel
Chariots
a
of
shout out.
Fire.
and he
rip.
also did the fake "What a Wonderful World."
What a Wonderful World.
And then you
Chariots of
sang
Fire,
it.
Yeah.
All right, we're moving on to episode 2, the cookout.
Yeah.
Here we
My
go.
favorite episode, by the way, because of all the food I got to eat.
Yeah.
My favorite episode too.
Thanks so
It
much
was
for
pretty
inviting
great.
us. We've never been to a real backyard
Yeah, the series
barbecue
really fell
before.
off after this.
I never invited you for a cookout.
Inviting.
Inviting.
Our neighbors.
I will be honest,
Meet the
I
host.
really didn't expect the second episode to perform as well as the first one. I mean, it didn't. Nothing's going to outperform
I'm
the pilot,
Tiffany,
but
she,
it,
her.
I was very surprised that it just, every single episode was hitting.
On certain platforms, I think this actually got more views.
Outperformed?
You got to check out the way Jarrett responds here to our pronouns as last name. Can you go back real quick? 'Cause
Ah, shoot.
it was always like my favorite part.
Because he was like stuttering.
He was stuttering. He was trying to like pronounce it. It was like it was real last names.
I'm
Like,
Tiffany,
That was,
she,
but that was
her.
real.
Steve, he, him.
Like, that was a real stutter.
Timpani, she, her, and Steve, he, him. It's
And Brandon was like, I like
no,
that. I
like
like
Jarrett. After that, he was like, "Oh, let me take it again." I was like, "That was
You're like,
perfect."
"No,
it
I
was like
liked it."
real. It was like,
That's funny.
Yes, well, welcome to our humble little hacienda.
My husband thought that she was actually from Texas.
Oh, I know this one. Evato. Go Doyers.
Isn't she from LA too?
The Latinx love me. My gardener Javier nicknamed me Carinito. It means he cares. Anyway, we brought a salad. It's a quinoa kale salad with a balsamic reduction.
Jennifer Aniston ate this every day. on
No,
the
she
set,
was
right?
so funny.
Oh, bless your
She was
heart.
funny.
Yeah, even when I said hi to her in the morning, she was in the
Yeah,
Texan
she was,
accent.
wasn't she?
I was like,
Well,
oh,
What
that's
did I tell you?
Well, in the extras, if you guys remember, you can hear a lot of her
Oh
takes
my
about
gosh.
Batman, which I
She
died
was
laughing.
so funny with her
She's
improv
great.
lines.
Yeah, her improv
Have
is
fun
fantastic.
here.
Yeah.
Ribs.
Yeah.
Somebody said that to me the other day at a party.
Ribs?
They're like, ribs. And I was like,
Hey!
actually, it's getting
Your
around.
tagline is potluck and ribs, and mine's I don't get it.
So we move back.
That's so awesome.
We had no
I like that this is the
reference
episode where everybody
on
started
the
rooting
traditional
for
and
Steve.
unceded
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
So
people.
we got a
And
lot of
hating
comments
me
every-
more.
And Timpani,
I was getting
you
a lot of
had your
hate.
moments though, and you had your redemptive
Once
arcs.
she started shooting, I think people loved her.
If people liked my run,
Yeah, they
and
loved
that
your
that
run.
was born in this episode.
If you
That's
hear
true.
some of the outtakes, I think I said it at one point. I was like, okay, let's try it again, but don't run like a cartoon character.
Really?
Yeah,
But I
he said
ended
that
up
one
using
time,
that.
yeah.
I liked it.
I'm glad you kept it because that gave it rounded
That's my
out her
wife.
character.
By the way, that was my wife right there. My actual
yeah.
wife.
Oh,
and then
We
I
had
had
to
to
move
I
her.
have one wife on one side and the other wife on the other side.
She was standing really close.
I know I had
For
exactly.
pre-pro,
Had
we
to
were
move
like,
her a
oh, we
little further away.
need 5 extras, and Jared's like, well, I got 20.
That is not what you guys said. It's
Most
not
of
what
them
you
are
said.
children, and I was
Okay,
like, oh
I
my
was- you
goodness.
You did not say
children.
5 extras. You said
I was
like,
I was
you
also
said
really
12
sad.
to 15.
I was also really sad when we were shooting the little lineup buffet scene for the food. The lady that was doling out all the food on the plates, she went straight for the brisket and was like giving everyone the brisket. And so by the time we actually got to nibble a little bit at it,
There was no brisket
I
left.
remember
They were
that
great
made me
though.
really
The extras
sad.
were great.
Yeah,
And
thanks
the kids were
extras.
super well behaved, which
What he means is
surprises.
it's
happen.
beyond
Yep.
impossible to find a vegan option at a Texas cookout.
Too bad.
Oh, I guess.
That was improv, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Can get that.
Great. It's gluten free, right?
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
That was actually shot in a parking lot of a church several weeks late, or a few weeks later, at the end of the Woking Dead shoot, because I was like, we need this line instead. But we didn't get it on the day of.
Oh, really?
So
That's
after
right. That's
after we
right.
shot the zombie sketch in the parking lot of the church, Jarrett was trying to leave because it was a late night, and I was like, I need this one line.
And it
That's
was
right.
sure.
That was sure.
I didn't know that you ADR that. That's so cool.
So I'll mention Dan drinking Shiner Bock here.
Yeah, there we go.
Covering the label.
So I specifically requested Shiner Bock, and I think at the day of we still hadn't found it or something, and we were trying. So I don't remember if it was Chandler. Somebody was like, "Is it okay to get something else? Coors Banquet?" I'm like, no, it must be Shiner Bock.
No,
I always want
that
Coors
was not me.
Banquet.
I fulfilled your request.
Did.
Yeah. I went to Bevmo like way in advance.
Why did we not call it barbecue? Why did we call it cookout? I don't remember.
That's
the
what they
reason.
call it in Texas.
Just cookout.
Yeah, they don't call it a
Who
barbecue.
says barbecue?
California.
I don't know. Everyone
So
else.
barbecue is the type of food, and
Cookout.
cookout is the event.
The event, yeah.
There we go. There we
Here
go.
comes the Batman line that I love so much.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
why I wanted to pause. This is Carrie was like ad libbing all this
That side of the
conversation
house.
in the
I'm
background.
sure Clay's just giving him a hard time.
Okay.
There's the run.
This part.
Who's y'all's favorite Batman?
No, and so originally she was gonna like look at everybody and be like, "What a weirdo," like, and so we directed her to kind of not do that and keep it to herself, and then change the subject. And she chose to change the subject to Batman, which was
Yes, a
just
few different
like-
ones, right?
It was but that was our favorite one. I
That's
thought that was
funny.
great.
I love that you chose the take
Yeah.
of Steve spitting.
Oh yeah.
Tell us,
I wanted to fill my mouth as much as
I was gonna say,
possible.
tell us about the food, though.
Oh, first of all, the food was delicious, and I kind of felt bad spitting some of it out, but I wanted to fill my mouth as much as possible because I watched an episode of Seinfeld back in the day, and was it Richards? Michael Richards? Yeah, it's Kramer. There's a line where he had some, I guess it was just a bunch of food in his mouth, and he couldn't get it out, and it was actually made the cut. Everyone starts laughing. So when I was given this opportunity, I was like, this is my Kramer moment. You guys talking about how stressful it was. I did not feel any stress on that set that day at all. It actually felt like guys were just kind of like, oh, we're going to do this and
Well,
do
that's
that.
how you know you're an
So-
actor
fine.
only.
I didn't feel any stress either.
No, that's
I
true.
feel
Kyle.
stressed if it's like
Scott wasn't even there. He's
feel
like, yeah,
stressed-
stressful day. Woo.
it's stressful. It's like, hey, AD, there's 25 extras. Can you like wrangle them in the background? But they were just they're really
They were
well
super
behaved.
You were
That was
pleasantly
fine. That was
surprised.
fine.
Well,
And there
everyone was
enough
very
gummies.
everyone was very scared of the extras, but I know these people really well, and they were so awesome, and all the kids that were
They
part of
loved
it
it.
were so well behaved. Like they were such good kids, and so I knew it. I like you guys were so worried about it, and I'm like, this is gonna be fine.
So
I already know
Want
these
to share
people.
what
So
Everett said to you about this one?
Oh, about this one. So Everett, we just came out with a sketch with him where he plays Kamala's speechwriter. He's such a good little actor.
Your
He's
youngest,
6.5 years old. He comes up to me that day. He's like, Dad, can you pray for me? This is my first time shooting with the bee. And he was an actor. He was
You
just
said
like
that
a little.
then?
Actually, that day. That was the day. He said, I know. He's the cutest.
Oh man.
That is so
Watch
cute.
that other one
Like
too.
if you don't do this right, it'll be your last time shooting with the
That's
bee.
right.
You better get it together, Everett.
So
was
Run
good.
across the camera shot.
this next Steve line is one of I think the best, strongest lines
Oh, yeah.
in the sketch, and this was one of those ones where we just kind of workshopped it in the
Yep,
moment.
yeah.
And I was like, oh, let's add this. Oh, let's add this. Oh, let's add this. And then
People love
and
that.
then
They
by-
quote it.
And
like
yeah,
crazy.
and so by the time Siaka actually delivered this line, this was the first time we had heard the entire thing, like with all the little add-ons. And if you notice, in this actual final cut, Jarrett actually breaks
Yeah, he
and
does,
starts
he does.
laughing.
It was an accident. It means nothing to me. I just slipped and the meat fell into my mouth. It was crazy.
You don't even know you
Yeah, you do.
Still think that's
He's just like,
Because Clay would giggle too. Clay would be like,
it was crazy.
He was
funny.
well, that it was crazy
even know
line is
you
all
anymore.
branded.
Baby!
Oh, the run. There's the run.
Not yet.
Not yet.
In a minute. I just haven't had real food in so long.
Oh man, that's all right. Now you're home.
It's so good.
Keep on going.
We also had to strike a balance. Here's our
There's our nod.
Yeah.
We had to strike a balance between like having them have conflict, but not make Steve seem like a jerk. And
Yeah,
that was a
yeah.
tough. In the
Well-
writing process, and you did a great job
Well,
acting it.
I thought by him crying because it's just about the liberation of it. That way you can feel
I
bad.
don't
for
think
him.
you ever come off like a jerk.
Not
I
when
think
there's barbecue
my
sauce
character
on
is the
her
jerk,
face.
very clearly,
initially.
initially.
I don't know. I think
Can we all pause and listen to the word "Whataburger"? Not really pause.
Yes.
I don't even deserve to be in the car with you right now. I'm just gonna get out right here and walk the whole rest of the way home.
Oh, you mean right here by this Whataburger?
What? I didn't even see that Whataburger over there.
I love that, pointing without looking.
And that's Brandon. That's all Brandon
Seriously,
right there.
let me out.
the
That's why I
pronunciation.
love him.
Great directing. Great
The
directing.
pronunciation.
So
of
there was a
water.
whole thing over and over
Oh,
about
yeah.
Whataburger.
So
And I kept saying Whataburger.
And we're like,
And they're
this,
like,
can,
"It's
you, can you
what?"
say Whataburger? And
It's
he goes, I am
Whataburger.
saying Whataburger.
We are
It's like-
Californians and we know how to say it. It's Whataburger.
And then
what?
it turns
It's what?
out we were wrong, but
It was Whataburger.
but it was proper direction though, because Californians would say
say
Whataburger.
it.
But Siaka couldn't hear it. Like he couldn't hear that he
I
was
couldn't
saying
hear it. No,
Whataburger.
I couldn't.
He was like, no, I said it. Roll the tape.
Well,
roll-
here's the
and I
thing,
rolled
though.
the tape, and it was
the
Whataburger,
the truth of
Whataburger,
it is that being from the Midwest, there is some words. My girlfriend, my fiance, makes fun of me about it. Salt, hot, cold. She makes fun of me about these words that I say a certain
Cold?
way. Cold. I guess
do you
it's
call-
cold. It's cold outside.
What do you call a
cold
peanut? What do you
outside.
call a peanut butter cup?
a
What do you call it?
Reese's?
Yeah.
Do you call it a what do you call it, Emma?
Emma's
Emma,
wrong.
Can you just
It's
say
not related to California moves to
It's
Texas.
not, but
no,
Emma
you
says
need to
Reese's.
say it anyway.
Along
Reese's.
with a large contingent of the country.
Reese's.
Like most
It's
people
kinda
say
like pop or
Reese's
soda.
People also
Pieces.
voted for
Everyone
Joe
will
Biden.
get thrown under the bus.
Yes.
It's not like pop or soda. It's just wrong.
You
That's
can't,
the thing.
You can't trust Californians for how to pronounce things.
It's
Point
just-
in case Whataburger.
All right.
Well,
And there
I think
it
the
is.
Texans
There
got
it is.
that
I
one
like
wrong
that one.
too. If
I
you
think
were to
they
read
did.
the word,
It says what?
yeah.
Burger.
Here is episode 3.
Episode 3. Here we go.
So I think at this point we had already sat down in a writer's room and we had sketched out all 6 episodes in the arc, and
Yeah.
we needed to get a church in there, but we were also trying to toy with the idea of them going door to door, and those ended up getting mashed together into one episode. And this also has a
Which
fun
worked
cameo,
really
which
well.
we'll see. We wrote a cameo hoping we could get it, and
I'm bummed my vocal warm up didn't make it in.
That's very
But
funny.
it's
Had
in
to cut-
Hey,
premium.
y'all.
It just needed to be
I'm
faster, but
Timpani,
it was so
she,
good.
her. My husband and I are going door to door canvassing for Beto O'Rourke.
I love this girl, by the way.
here in Texas.
This actor.
We
She
just
was
moved
very
here from California
real.
because
Crystal
our state
Rodas.
was being ruined.
She's wonderful.
Anyway, we'd love for you to vote for this politician who's just like the politicians who run California.
Well, bless your heart.
Aw, bless your heart.
But isn't
I think that was a compliment.
kind of moron?
He's great.
His official website. It's pretty comprehensive.
The line that didn't make it.
Isn't Beto some kind of moron? And you know, one of them furries.
Yeah, we gotta admit that he said a moron and one of them furries.
And he kind of whispered it. And he's the one.
I think this episode had the most cut out of it. I think this one just
We did a lot.
We had so many extra improv moments that.
This was all made up on spot, right?
Oh, I really wanted to say with our interracial love. I kept pitching that line, and it finally made it in the 5th episode.
This is great.
Yeah.
Hey, we're out canvassing for Beto O'Rourke.
Can we count on your vote?
No, I'm sorry. Look, I got a
Who's
lot
that
of
guy?
letter writing to do.
So should we mention the magic
Excuse me,
of the
drop
reverse
this.
shot here?
Yeah, let's do it. We'll pause it real quick.
Yeah,
'cause I love this joke.
We didn't get to meet Teddy.
So
Yeah.
we wrote a bunch of lines for Ted Cruz, hoping to get 1 or 2 of them. I think he ended up filming 2 or 3 different takes and lines. He had almost no time, so we had to get it in like 10 or 15 minutes. And Steve and Timpani are not there. They're filming. They're filming this shot in California, and Brandon flew out and got the reverse shot in Texas. So that's the magic of that shot.
And this house is actually where their bedroom is as well. So if you're wondering, this is the
I was wondering.
Yeah,
I was wondering. I think
Brandon,
everyone's
if you
been
were
wondering. Everyone's been wondering. Was
if
the
you were
bedroom?
wondering.
Was that in the same house?
Same house as it's in Ted Cruz's house.
I think that's been one of the #1 YouTube comments. It's like,
Wait,
I've been wondering.
Wait, where did they? Was the front porch the same as the house of their bedroom? Tell us.
You know,
Can we
locations
mention
matter,
one of-
okay?
can we mention
Locations matter.
The lines that Ted Cruz didn't say.
Jared, I think
One of
that's
the
a cool.
pitches.
I think that's a cool shot. I think that's a cool fact.
Kyle's trying to be nice. Thank you.
I think that we should. I think we
The
should.
alts, the
Are we allowed
alternate?
to? Because I wish.
Yeah, I think it's fine. I mean, I think Ted is a good sport in general, but he does have to,
I think it was his team that
be a little bit
vetoed.
careful about his image. But one of the #1 ideas that we really wanted to do is we wanted him to come to the door in a Hawaiian shirt with a pina colada, sunglasses,
Right.
a straw hat, and
sunscreen.
sunscreen over his nose, and say something along the lines of, "I'm sorry, I got a flight to Cancun. I can't talk right now."
Yeah.
That would have been great.
I think that would have been really good.
Getting out of town.
So when we were shooting Cruz, we literally had an inner tube, we had the Hawaiian shirt, we had all the props ready to
Flip-flop,
go,
what are those,
straw
the
hat,
flippers,
we
the
had
flippers?
everything ready to go. And then
His team vetoed.
Can you imagine though? You come up there and you're like, "Hey, do you want to be a clown for this thing?" It's like the whole thing.
Yeah.
Even makeup is on his face.
We actually don't know if Ted Cruz ever saw that line and rejected it. His team emailed back and said they actually didn't even talk about that line. They just said,
Let's
"Here,
do this
let's do
one."
these 3 lines," and they highlighted like 2 or 3 of them.
You know, I think we were excited. Like, wouldn't
yeah.
it be great if Ted Cruz did that? Because politicians need to have more of a sense
Yes,
of humor
especially
and like
conservative
and
ones.
make fun of their own mistakes,
Oh, yeah.
especially conservative. Yeah, SNL, like they cover up so many
Yeah,
like
and they show
leftist
up.
problems for through humor and stuff. And I think that we could start doing that too.
Exactly.
I mean, even in the moment, he was willing to do a little bit of improvisation. Obviously, like we said, he didn't have a lot of time, but he was great to work with. And I just want to show.
And you wore your Ted Cruz
I just want to
shirt.
show this overlay of the shirt that I wore when I met him, and he was very gracious to
Very cool.
run screaming.
I
from the
was
scene.
hoping
I
that
love that.
I was hoping my improv line of "Sweet Beer, Bro" would be in there. I was just hoping because that's a shout out to a little obscure movie.
Obscure movie that only Siaka and I have seen.
Yeah.
And then I was gonna
Sweet
say,
Stash, man.
Sweet
Thanks,
Stash, bro. Don't you say it later though?
Yeah, I say it.
Yeah, you say it in one of the later.
I say
episodes.
it.
It's in the outtakes of that.
Yeah.
No, we didn't keep that one either.
Sweet Stash,
I
bro.
was like, Cruz was a great sport, especially for doing the Zodiac Killer line, which is such a bizarre meme that he's been able to
I
associate himself
cannot
with.
believe that.
We had even pitched lines that were more like just a straight slam on his opponent, Beto, and they didn't do those ones. They did the Zodiac one. So I was glad that they did one that was at least a
Yeah.
little self-deprecating.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
cool.
All right.
Yeah, we gotta go.
I know we did a few improv lines when we were running away. Like the planet. I littered. Like,
Don't worry about it, baby.
Yeah.
I'll tell you about it later.
but the planet.
GB.
It's so miserable outside.
Oh, we
I wish
cut
there
the
was
bug
an indoor
scene.
location we could go to.
Bugs
Yeah, that
were
one
Bunch of
was a
Texans
little.
gather
We cut
regularly. Or
We
could
just
do
really
a
had to
bunch
get
of
to the
canvassing
church
all
as
at
quick
once.
as
Yeah.
possible was the problem.
It was all but
I was
all
sad
these
about the bug
moments.
thing because we never did get a joke in this series
About the
about how
big
giant
bugs.
the bugs are.
That's true. She does mention it in episode
Oh,
1.
I love this direction you gave me, Brandon.
The
So
First
historic.
Baptist
Those
Church.
are the kinds of things that folks outside the church might
I
need
love
to
this
hear.
little kid.
Yeah. Again,
Howdy.
there's Joe.
Steve and Timpani.
Hey, we're just out here
Yeah.
canvassing for Beto O'Rourke, and we want to know what's a good time.
There we
Why
go.
don't y'all just come have a seat?
Sure.
We were
Joe
just
that
talking
always
about
says
some of
this
the
is
amazing
foolishness in our
things
sketches is
that
right there.
Jesus has done.
And this little kid
to
was
recap,
amazing.
He's wearing
I
the
love
same
Fortnite.
outfit.
Jesus takes away our sins.
Well, Beto's gonna take away our AR-15s.
Hate how shaky that shot is, but that's
Yeah.
like the only take that was usable.
He's a miracle worker, and he even walked on water.
Well, Beto once skateboarded through a Whataburger parking lot.
Waterburger.
Steve is like flipping through the tract right now.
And I was so bummed that we didn't
It's
get
so
the
interesting.
Unison Waterburger correction line.
And that's
You guys just gotta sign up for premium so you can see all the amazing.
It's very sad.
outtakes.
We have a lot of outtakes if you're a Babylon Bee subscriber. So
mean,
go to
yeah, it's
babylonbee.com/plans and sign up.
And
It's so
Siaka
worth
hands
it.
the Beto pamphlet over to the kid, and the kid's like, "No, I
when-
love that part."
Yeah. Why don't you take mine?
He's like, ugh.
I know we had to cut a lot of lines, but the final product is much better without those lines.
Yeah, that's the problem with making anything like this is that you end up having to cut out a lot of the things that you really like. And that's the process of making things
The one that
flow.
hurt me the most that I really wanted to leave in. But I understand for the flow of it, there was supposed to be a huge back and forth between Jesus and Beto. Are they comparable?
Yeah.
That's the juxtaposition. But I forget exactly what the lead up was. But
Yeah.
it was Jesus takes away our sins.
He goes, Amen.
And then the old lady says, Amen.
Amen.
And then Jared says,
Jesus walked on water.
Well,
She knows a lot about sin.
She knows a lot about sin,
She
and
went,
then she goes,
I
I
do.
do.
Yes,
I
that's right.
do.
We had everyone was dying on
That was
set
the
when she
best.
said
That
it,
was
yeah.
hilarious.
That was the best
I guess we
thing.
could just play that clip and give them a little preview of what they're missing. And
That honestly,
yeah.
that was my favorite line too, but I understood cutting it
it just
out.
had to flow.
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
We just had to move faster. We had to get to the point of the show, which was Beto.
I understand why all the things got cut out, but we just I think we had the most fun in this episode with the improv moments.
yeah.
We just like really enjoyed getting to play.
Well, there's not much written outside of just a straight line, so to play with the kid and you just
Yeah.
over there like messing with your fingers.
And that's like some of the
separated.
best part about
Yeah.
filming on the day of is the magic. You don't really know what you're gonna get until the humans come together. And
Well, at
just,
this
like,
point, we still liked each other. After this, we were tired of each other. So that's why I'm totally.
Chandler.
I'm-
What are you doing?
no, I'm just kidding. That was not a
The
slam.
only thing we contribute to our salvation is the sin that
Well, people
makes
kept
us
hating on Timpani until she finally had her turning point. But I remember seeing in the comments, people were like, "Man, that guy's gotta leave her. She's
Oh, yeah. We're
get
pissed.
saved and split
This
up with
is
that crazy girl."
Foolishness.
So initially, we had one take where Chandler had
I fell.
stood up and pushed the seat backwards.
Yeah.
Oh.
And
You
then she
should-
tried
you
to
should
sit
play
down
that too.
afterwards. And she forgot that the seat was back, and she just fell on the floor.
Yeah. Oh,
And
that
I
was.
stayed in character.
It was
did.
great.
Yeah.
I had it in the original cut, but then I realized,
I didn't run away.
Oh, this.
no,
This
Oh, I
we
is.
like
didn't
this.
want
This
is
Steve
one
to
of the
seem
favorite
like
parts.
an absolute jerk for just
Yeah.
letting his wife fall on the floor and
And
then
just
like,
sit there,
So
yeah.
it's like, is this
Yeah.
what Christianity's doing to him? It's turning him into
Yeah, a Nazi.
neglecting his
Turning into
wife.
a Nazi.
And
Like
now,
everyone else.
now we're in the famous bedroom, and I
Yeah.
remember when we were asking
wondering
about
where this came from, yeah.
locations, and we're like, "Oh, we need a bedroom," and Jared's like, "I know the best bedroom. It's at this female friend's house that I know." And I finally met her husband after a couple weeks, and after shooting at their house several times, and I'm like, "Hi, I've been in your master bedroom a couple times. Like, how's it going? Nice to meet you."
Yeah. He's like, that's weird.
We're doing filming.
We can't say
By the way,
master
this is,
anymore.
I don't want to give away the joke yet, but that's my Bible, my personal Bible.
And I accidentally
Did I-
ripped
yeah.
it.
And in the
Chandler ripped
process of this scene, they ripped out
It was
Matthew
an
7.
It was an accident.
which is-
It was an
Judge not.
accident.
Judge not.
She's like,
This-
not today.
That's my personal copy of How to Be an Anti-Racist.
This was a really
Did
fun.
you judge her after that?
I did.
Yes.
Well, if you read the whole chapter, you're allowed to judge. You just got to be.
I feel like this is
careful
more of a
him.
struggle session than a.
then
I'm really working out our beef
I
that
know.
we developed throughout filming.
So
I
is this
know.
the same house as Ted Cruz house?
Yes, this
I'm
is.
dying
And
to
to
know.
be clear, I was not offended by the ripping of the page.
I
It's
felt
okay.
really
No, he
bad. It
wasn't.
was an
Yeah.
accident.
Now I don't know if we got into a creative rut after this, but almost every tag that we pitched after this was the two of you guys
in bed,
like in
Yeah.
bed, like
recapping
the day. It was
Oh.
always the pitch, and we didn't always use it, but it was kind of like
That
what we
could have
kept-
been a nice little.
There was a tag that never made it, and it was the origin of my name, my character's name.
Oh, that's right.
Which
Was that
maybe
in
we-
this episode? That was on this
It was
episode.
in this
yeah.
episode, and
Yeah.
it just didn't make it.
Well, we can
'cause-
play it. We can play it.
Yeah,
right?
we should play it. People still want to know.
We kept looking for a chance to put that joke back in other episodes, and we just never went back to it.
So, Timpani's an unusual name.
When I was a little girl, I couldn't pronounce my real name, so Timpani kind of just became my name.
Oh, so your name's Tiffany.
No, it's Jane.
Do you guys know what the actual origin of Timpani's name is?
Only the real ones.
Leave it in the
know.
comments down below.
Only the real ones know.
Yeah, find out. Find out.
Give me that book.
Hey, whoa, you can't be anti-racist.
Here it
taking
is.
a book from a black man.
Here it is.
That book?
Baby.
What is this? 2 Corinthians?
That's not what it looks like.
Actually, Matthew 8.
Psalms.
Closer to Genesis. Yeah.
No, babe. Never that.
There was a line I threw in there like, I thought we believed in the universe. It was like apparently created by God.
I don't need to vote for Beto?
Oh, that's right. That's right.
No.
Again, that was just to keep him
Beto?
from seeming too callous.
As you wish.
Yeah.
Really?
No. It's
That
just
was
you're
great.
trying so hard. I wanted you to feel good about yourself.
This is because he likes the
I
Princess
hate for
Bride.
people to lose
Loves the Princess
embarrassed.
Bride.
One.
Yeah,
A
it should
good
be
one.
mentioned. We probably said it already, but almost everything is shot in
California.
except the cruise shot, and then most of the Buc-ee's
And
episode.
we'll get to the Buc-ee.
Yeah, we'll
We'll
get to
get to it
Buc-ee's.
in a
A
second,
lot of
yeah.
people think, man, like, why are you still in California then if you've been filming so much in Texas?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
you
People
fell
will be
for
like,
it.
it's so funny how they disconnect from like that.
We can make
not
the
being
political
reality.
commentary and still go, I'm not leaving.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere. They go, oh, so did you leave? I'm like, no, it just.
There's
it's
a reason why we're
film."
staying.
And we get a lot of comments. People are like, people from California aren't like that. You've never met anyone from California.
my
you guys
friend-
have obviously never been to California.
My friend Chad Reiser, remember, like in the last episode, he got in it. Yeah, Chad, that's
Chad.
for you, Chad.
Kenny Siefkin.
Friend.
Hey, Jarrett. He even
friend.
comment.
No one thought we were ignorant about Texas culture, and we all had to like.
And we all
Google
like, that's what we were
things
like
and-
Googling.
It's true.
All right,
Whataburger.
episode 4, the gun range. We obviously
I
had to
just-
do a gun range thing.
I love
Her
that
outfit for this.
she looks like David Bowie a little bit.
I was saying,
I love this
Debbie
episode.
Gibson actually.
I worked very hard on that makeup. It took me a couple hours to do.
I voted against the sparkly eyes, but I got outvoted.
Oh, really? I didn't know about that.
yeah.
Oh, I thought like
I wanted it to look like a crazy fashion shoot.
Well, there's no deer here. Except for that guy.
I like how she said the deer and the antelope.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we still said deer,
I-
even
we
though that's
said
an
the deer.
antelope. That's an antelope.
Well, that's
Like, we
because
could've just
you
said
guys
antelope.
are so like staunch about the
The
script
line,
sometimes.
yeah.
Like when I was like, shouldn't we say antelope? You're like, no, let's stick to the script.
No, that's
Jared.
not. That's
it's
not
what's
what
written.
happened. That's
it's
not
what's
what
written.
Well, we just missed the texification line. That was a great line.
And
get some
our
great lines.
unison.
Is that what happened then? Maybe I don't remember it right.
I liked the. Maybe it did happen. It's possible. But I don't think we knew what that animal. Did we know it was an antelope?
I did.
Okay.
It wasn't a deer.
I'm not a moron. I know it's an antelope.
We knew it wasn't a deer.
I don't remember any of this.
Sometimes I don't mind if some weird inconsistencies
I didn't
go
either.
into the video because I think someone's going
That's
to
when
call
you're
it
just an
out.
actor.
And even though they might
Yeah.
be irritated
day,
or
I
upset,
was.
they're feeding the algorithm.
No,
And then
that I
they
get.
start generating
Sorry
controversy.
about
They're
that.
like, and they start arguing with other people. And I'm like,
That's not a deer, it's
It's
an
playing
antelope.
right into my hands.
Yeah, right. No,
Never
I
will.
get that, and I
Never
actually
will.
we do that on purpose sometimes. By the way, for you.
For you.
I don't remember any of that conversation happening. I thought it was a deer.
I was trying
I
just to
just
hold all the
believed.
stuff.
You said that's a deer. I was like, oh, okay.
I think this is the first mention of texification.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Who came up
I
with
thought
that?
that was a great line.
I think that was Kyle.
I don't know.
Or-
I think
I mean, the other guy.
we got to do an edit note.
Edit.
Edit note, don't mention his name. Make sure to bleep when Jared just said.
Sorry.
One of our main
Who
writers
uses
came
the
up
word
with texification.
texification.
And that gets a callback in
She's in Austin.
a future episode
If
here.
you guys are anti-gun like you say you are, wouldn't it be better if you could speak from a place of experience?
Yes. I mean, it's okay. It's cool. Whatever. Don't be.
Well, I do suppose it would be good to say that I've shot a gun, so I know how bad it is.
Now listen, I've got some good stuff for you. Come on over here. Come on.
Great
Ladies first.
facial expression.
That made it in.
Hey, can we get
Yeah, those are real clothes, Siaka. Those weren't prop clothes.
There's Dan again.
There's Dan.
Gotta
He hangs out at the
sacrifice
barbecue. He works
Yeah.
at the gun range.
He works at the gun range.
He's like our Easter egg. I love having Dan in sketches.
brother in the
Because
back,
he's
too.
so real.
That's
Safety is
Jameson.
most important
The guy in the back looks like you.
thing. Let's head on in. I'll show you guys the ropes.
Targets.
he younger
Always
or
keep
older?
your firearm pointed in a safe direction. Always assume it's loaded, which we now refer to as the Alec Baldwin rule.
Shout out to the Hunter
And never
Biden rule in the
walk
back.
downrange until all
so hidden
firearms are
Easter egg.
laid on the table.
I don't really
with
get the
action
Hunter
point.
Biden rule joke in that scene. Like, I don't remember what it says. It's like always keep track of your gun.
Yeah,
he like lose a gun.
Yeah, he
or
lost
something?
his gun at one point. Yeah, somebody else
And
picked it
shoot the guns off everywhere like a bunch of crazy gun nuts.
They start to gang up on Timpani here.
Right.
Call you a crazy gun
We came up with
nut.
this
You
rhythm
did
on
say
set
you
right
didn't
here.
want Steve to become a crazy gun nut.
I don't think think so.
And then he goes,
That doesn't sound like me.
No, it sounds just like you.
I heard you say it.
He said it.
And then I said, I don't get it, which
It's a little
didn't
acting
make
door.
it in. I thought that every episode should have her,
I don't get it.
her tagline, but it just disappeared.
Assault machine gun?
Yeah, I thought Timpani and Steve
that a
did
30
such a good
magazine
job
clip?
in this entire scene.
No,
where
that's an
you guys are
8-bullet
shooting
round.
guns. The pacing was so good.
I
and
love
both
this
of you
one.
guys were so good.
I remember I was laughing so hard because I kept hearing Siaka go, ha ha ha! He was like going crazy.
Yeah,
this is great.
We don't do that here.
Everybody thought that joke would be taken in a racist way.
No,
I was like, no, it's Wakanda.
But by the way, it's why I said it so properly. I said it properly so that it wouldn't be taken in a racist way. If I was like, yo, you break yourself, like it would have been. So I wanted to make him sound like he was ridiculous doing it too.
We got one comment that was like, really? Digital fire or like composites?
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not going to stand downrange and shoot live rounds.
There's a camera right here.
See the angle?
Jeez.
It's like so crazy.
That's the
but-
Alec Baldwin rule.
Obviously
exactly.
never been on a shoot before.
But you have fooled some people. I think
yeah.
my fiance was like, real rounds, and I was like, no, absolutely
good,
not.
it was good
but
work on the
they
post.
always look so real. Your
Yeah.
gunshots always
Oh,
look
yeah.
so real.
So good.
I'm pretty impressed over there. Did I do well?
Well, it looks like you missed every
Doesn't have the heart to
shot.
say nope.
That's quite
So
an
we
accomplishment.
begin the subversion of the expectation.
There it is.
Mhm.
Not like
We only
That's
know
called
where they did
writing.
not go.
not like End of the Jedi.
The shameless gaff tape blocking off the
No, I've
address
never
to the
seen that
shooting
before.
range.
I'm not even with beginners.
Fun story. This gun range is in the same house as Ted Cruz's.
Ted Cruz is in the bedroom.
They have a
It's
bedroom
in
upstairs.
the bedroom.
It's actually within about 10 minutes
Never
of
seen
that
that
house.
before either.
But yes.
I didn't think it would smell so much.
Oh, that's the gunpowder.
Well, I don't like guns, so I definitely don't like that smell.
My wife loves this part.
The timing and editing and performance there are just perfect. I love it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's cool.
Cool. Whatever.
No, it's cool.
I love that first take when she goes, yes, and Jared actually like slammed
Oh,
into
it
the
hits
wall.
and hits his
Yeah,
head.
it looks like Steve missed every
B
shot
Premium.
again.
Check him
But
out.
Timpani hit every shot, and there's even a couple in the bullseye this time.
Oh, but Steve, none of your shots hit
Foxing in the back.
Timpani's target this time, so you're getting
I
closer.
loved your face. Crestfallen.
or even further away.
Nabbit! I
Dag
really
nabbit.
thought I was getting the hang of this Texas thing.
They had me say dag nabbit.
Well, you said dag nabbit. That's something.
That's something.
Did we mention
It
I'm
is.
so happy.
It is.
we struggled quite a bit with the tag for this episode, and the original idea was that he says, we only know where the bullets don't go. And we were trying to think, where could the bullet have gone? But we were struggling to think of a good joke for it. I wanted the bullet to like fly past the pyramids of Giza and like
Just all over the
my
place.
gosh.
That would have been funny.
ding, 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 and then like hit.
Steve's bullet.
I think Adam pitched that eventually it ricochets and it blows up that pipeline underwater that blew up at the time.
Oh my
that would have been
gosh.
good. That
But
would've
also,
been good.
they're at an indoor range, so
Yeah, so
like
it'd be hard
you have
to-
the CG bullet going through the little crack in the cinder block goes perfectly
That's right.
outside.
That would have been
That's
cool.
so
Well,
funny.
originally it was going to
funny.
be shot outside, but we couldn't. Like that was part of the problem. Was we didn't know if it was going to shoot inside or outside until a few days before.
Then a news
Originally,
guy
it was going to be shot in Ted Cruz's bedroom.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the same house that we
That's
saw there.
right. That was one of the
Handguns
options.
are the hardest ones to shoot
A
accurately.
little dance in the back.
You guys want to try some ARs? I guess we can give it a try.
Let's do it!
How'd you get there?
I just teleported.
I like the editing, how quick you like jumped over there. Yeah.
So great. The extended
bootleg.
edition on this stuff
This
here
part.
is hilarious.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet.
Oh, it's so funny.
I haven't seen that. I really had to contain myself. This is where we kind of switched places,
Yeah,
Steve.
this is the-
you
this is
you
the
were
switch.
crazy, and I was very serious in the gun range. You know.
Nabbit. Missed them all again. Well, Temp,
How does he hit nothing?
Nothing.
there's no way I'm going to become a gun nut now.
How can you fire a fully semi-automatic
Good.
firearm and not hit it?
Not hit anything.
AR-15s are just wrong. There's no reason that anyone should have a need to own one of
round
these
clip.
things. But if one were to buy one, where would be the best place to do that?
Double nod.
This is my favorite episode, and I think it's because I kept seeing the comments, everyone being
kinda
like,
good as that.
"He's got to leave that lady," and I was like, "Wait, like she turns too. Just like don't give up on Timpani, you know."
This is great though.
I wanted Dan to say like nothing's coming up, you know.
I thought you guys were gonna go beep, like actually have like a checkout
You should've
noise.
said-
Yeah. Yeah, one of those two things.
$10.99.
Well, I think again, Adam wanted. I don't know if it was Adam, but or maybe it was you. I think it was you that wanted him to go. This is just a price gun, and then they leave, and then he's just like, and he blasts, and it's actually this full power laser thing.
Yeah, it's like a super weird power. Shoots
Adam's
through the
always getting the
ceiling.
sci-fi involved.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right, here we go. Episode 5, Buc-ee's. So we knew that we had to touch on Buc-ee's with obviously we've got a bunch of Buc-ee's gear
Which,
now.
unfortunately,
Yo, yo,
people
yo.
thought it was like an ad or something.
Yeah, this is not sponsored.
It is our
No.
least. Our least successful
Yeah.
numbers wise,
Yeah.
right? It didn't perform.
It was the lowest viewed episode, sure,
a
but
lot of-
everybody liked it.
A
that
lot of
watched it.
people don't like in California don't know what Buc-ee's is.
I knew
So-
that it was going to be a little bit of a narrower target
It's a
because you
little
got to
niche.
know. Yeah, you got to know Buc-ee's.
But I
for
thought,
sure.
I thought at least we had some carryover to be like, hey,
Yeah.
this is something different.
People
but
got
I saw
it. It
when
still got a lot of views, but yeah.
I think our Texan fans like really increased through this whole process because a lot of like you see the comments like
Yeah.
I'm a proud Texan, I moved from California, like this is amazing, we're laughing so hard, like keep it up, I think that the Texans feel very represented by this content.
And also something that's great about storytelling, we saw that in the first episode, everyone hated, first two, they hated Timpani, right?
Right.
And after that gun episode,
Yeah.
they started to root that she, just like how they were rooting for Steve in the
Yeah.
beginning,
That's right.
they started rooting for her. So you can see why it's important to do these things, because it's like, you see, like people, they hated you at first. They're like, get away from her. You need to leave her.
But also, like, how do we balance keeping his love for his wife while also the love for life in general? And
So is that why you took out, this was actually one of my favorite lines that didn't make this cut. When we go, you got to decide which one is better, Texas or your
Or your
marriage.
love,
And
yeah.
Your love. And I'm like, Texas. I love
It
that
was
part
great. Your
so
performance
much.
is always
Oh, I thought that
Texas.
was so funny. Every time even when I was thinking about what I was going to do, I started laughing to myself.
Well, that was an accident the first time.
Yeah,
the first
that's
time that
right.
happened. So,
That's
so
right.
there was this exchange
Texas.
between them.
Let's
And it
watch.
was like-
Let's watch that.
Well,
so
it's
we
not
can-
in. It's not in here.
not in there. We took it
Texas.
out. Yeah, yeah.
Dr. Micklin ends up
Oh.
saying, like, you gotta have to decide what's more important for you, Texas or your marriage.
And then I was supposed to say my marriage, and it just because I'd lost it, and I just said Texas.
No, you were
first.
supposed to say Texas. You were supposed to say that, and then
Oh.
you were supposed to say Texas. No, I mean our marriage.
other,
But then
yeah.
what you ended up doing was Texas. I mean Texas.
Texas.
No.
Kept saying Texas. Right.
All right, so this is episode 5, Buc-ee's. Yeah, so we actually planned this whole trip, scheduled an entire trip out to Texas with the whole crew to do this, and we did not know exactly how it was going to shake out. So almost all these episodes are super scripted. There's little lines that we come up with on set, but they're very well scripted. This one, we had to make up almost all the stuff at Buc-ee's on the fly, so it made it very
That was great.
it made it very fun and interesting. Here we go.
Steve,
And the great Kira Davis opening up the episode.
unhealthy
She was so perfect.
She has on her shelf Anti-Racist Baby and Lord of the Rings. So
Yeah, those are contradictory.
I think it was Adam that brought up the fact that they have this couples therapy session, and everyone in the neighborhood can just walk by and see who's in there.
Since they're
That's
wearing
true.
a big new cowboy hat.
It makes me feel unappreciated and betrayed.
Baby, it looks so good on me.
Does it?
Ah,
Thank you, babe.
Anything you can do to fight your texification.
I just feel so guilty for having these
there's the
cravings.
texification line again.
Yep.
Especially when Timpani is so perfect. No vices. Texas isn't changing her.
Nope.
She's still the same. Radical, leftist, California. I fell in love with.
I love guns!
I really wanted to keep
I
while
haven't
we
been
were building
volunteering.
up to that.
Yeah.
He said something along the lines of "light of my life."
Life. Yeah.
I really
Oh,
wanted
yes,
to keep
that was
in.
that was.
Well, we couldn't. We
it was
were
a really long line.
Yeah.
we were
The
arguing.
mother of my children.
Yeah.
Right? Like
we were arguing in the writers' room, and maybe even the edit, if he was intentionally trying to get her to.
Yeah, that's
that?
what
Spill the beans
that's
or
what
not.
we
that's
ended
what
up
we did on
playing
set.
that. Yeah, we
I
played
think it's
that.
eventually what we landed on. Yeah.
he knew
And-
something was up. He knew she was hiding something.
Can I just say the ladies outvoted Brandon on the shirt that I wore, by the way. So
Oh, yeah.
that was always great.
Brandon
Yeah.
didn't
How did
want
I
his
describe it? I was
beefy
like, it's a
shoulders.
little
Cat
little
center every
Nas
night.
X.
It's gun range.
It was Kira that
Seems
really
like you
wanted the
guys
sleeveless
still have a
shirt,
lot
if
of
I
work to
remember
do.
correctly.
Yes.
I really do. I'm great at
That's
close
vitamin
range,
water,
and
by
I'm
the
having
way.
some trouble with the iron sight since the ACOG is just so incredible for the 400 target. Oh, you meant for our
I
marriage.
wrote that line.
Yeah, that
Yay.
too.
Yeah,
Yay.
improved
Yay.
it. Improved it from its
What did-
original.
What do we say about
Living
gun
in
stuff?
Texas
And I was
or
like,
each
okay,
other?
I got you.
Well, that line I kept breaking on that line a bunch
Our
of times. when she got
interracial
it.
love is strong enough to get us through anything.
Now we're actually in Texas now.
Yeah, now
Our
now
love.
we
That was
started
the
filming
first
in
shoot. The first shot was
Stronger
in
than any
This is
California.
the last
Texas has
the
to
last
This
clip
is
we shot in
actually
Texas.
in Texas,
Before we ate.
in the Buc-ee's parking lot.
I
Yeah.
was originally going to sit in the backseat and monitor and do sound.
That's
and
right.
I couldn't fit like without the camera seeing me.
Yeah.
So I just
Yeah.
kind of trusted them to fly off on their own.
Yeah.
And they had a lot of funny little improv lines. But
Yeah,
again,
we
had
play
to
we
just
played
do-
pretty hard.
Yeah, I
around it,
wish
yeah.
that we could see. Is that in the out? Did you keep any of those in the outtakes?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
Oh,
I
it's
gotta-
pretty
Is
wild,
this our
guys.
first
Make sure you check it out.
interracial mention?
No, second.
What was the other one?
No,
That
this
was
was
it.
the first one. I
thought you
wanted
said
to
it.
say it when we did the Ted Cruz thing. I said with our interracial
Oh,
love,
yeah, you-
but
she
they
said it on
nixed
set, but I
it.
forgot
They
it, okay.
nixed it, and they just said with our powers combined,
Yeah,
which is
that's right.
it was hinting at this is how a lot of these people
So
think.
once,
It's like
once in a while we get a few commenters that come along and say, interracial, you guys are trying to be woke.
yeah, like
but-
way to promote interracial.
It's like we
love.
literally
racist.
cast the two best actors for the role.
Well, and we actually said I remember reading somebody quoted they were like the interracial line and the fact that I corrected her. So
Right.
it was like they loved that.
You're like,
they loved it.
yeah,
They're
and that's
like,
what I
our
love about it.
love.
Is maybe she's a little woke and a little bit like,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
proud of my interracial.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, if it
I know. I'm proud of my interracial love too.
and quite frankly, if it roots out some of these racist commenters,
Yeah.
all the better.
All
the
the
racists
better.
come
So
out.
funny.
For
You have a
sure.
problem
I think
with
that's why I
interracial
kept
love.
pitching the line is because
Yes.
from the very first episode, people were like, wow, like interracial love. Like, why are you guys promoting interracial love on the Babylon Bee? I thought you guys were anti-woke. And it's like, I don't think you ever saw those.
no, I didn't
and
see
that's why
those.
I was like, wow, these people are stupid. We should keep pushing it. Like, interracial love. Yeah.
The other line she says later is great is I'll come with you just in case you get profiled.
that was
or
an
something.
improv
That
line I
was-
pitched the day of.
Every time she said it,
love that
oh
line.
my
Running low on
goodness.
gas.
And then Brandon's like, Kyle might veto it, but we'll try. And
Yeah.
he made it in. Yeah.
Busey's? I still
Busey's?
say that when I'm like, Busey's.
Hey, babe. I'm gonna go inside.
Just
Pump is broken.
Instagramming.
It's
More
gas is
Insta
only
shooting.
$2.99 a gallon.
By the way, $2.99 a gallon is the
Gas
real
in
gas
California
there,
costs
guys.
$7, and Biden said that's
Some
always
Texans
been the
were like,
case.
"Oh, that's high."
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
gonna
Yeah.
come too. I don't want anyone to
Our
profile
Uber guy.
you.
I don't want anyone to profile you. How considerate of
You
her.
win.
Hey, Clay! Hey, Steve Timpani, what are you guys, stalking me or something? Hey, why aren't you wearing that hat that we picked up?
I never noticed
Oh,
how
I'm just
hard you
getting
laughed.
myself
Yeah, all the time. I do it. Yeah, I try to
Oh, this is
fit
far
in.
more
We
than
did
a
have
gas
to shoot these
station.
really
You
quick, and I
ain't
was
never
really
been to Buc-ee's
nervous just
before?
because
No,
we had
but
no idea if
like
they were going to
Chipmunk,
kick us
though.
out at any
Seems
moment.
very
And we ended up spending
It's
all
a
day
big-
there. People kept making fun of us.
Anyway,
Like,
People
still
kept coming
here?
up to us,
Still
though.
here?
Yeah, we got recognized like
Yeah.
5,
Tic
6
Tac
times.
Yeah, on the way down, on the way out when we were there.
We were eating at the back of the car, and some
Oh,
guy
there won't
just
be.
walks
Walked
up
up.
intimidatingly to us.
The
He's
real
like,
Clay.
"I know who
Welcome to
you-"
Texas.
The real Clay.
I know who you are.
Yeah, the
goes,
real
"I know
this
you
guy that was
guys."
basically this character.
The real Clay.
He walks right up and he goes, "I know who you guys are."
No, he started
I
with.
love what you're doing.
He started with "Welcome to Texas," and we're like, "Oh, cool." You just you can just tell that we're from California. He goes, "No, I know you guys."
Yeah.
We're like,
Because I didn't
"Oh,
want to make
And
a thing about it.
then while we continued eating there,
Jeez.
what?"
So there's no
so
seats.
so
and
we'd been
there's nowhere to
recognized.
sit,
We
right?
had been recognized like 5 or 6 times that
Yeah.
day.
Inside.
And
the
then we
Buc-ee's.
saw this car, and this woman was like leaning out of the thing, and she was making
kinda
something.
looking.
And so Siaka like leaned over and he was like,
Well, first
"Hey."
of all, there's nowhere to sit in Buc-ee's,
Yeah.
so they don't want people hanging out. So most people sit outside by their car, or eat like on top of their hood. So we're standing outside of the car.
And we'd just gotten recognized by the guy that walked
Yeah.
up to us, and this lady's leaning out her window, like looking in our direction. And so Siaka's like, "Hey,"
I'm like, "Hey, how you doing?" Like I actually kind of turned it up a little, like.
and
All
she was
right.
like, "Oh, I was just feeding the birds."
I was like, "Oh,
That was funny, dude.
oh, where's
he
my
thought it was
brisket
another
sandwich?"
fan. He
Yes.
thought it was a fan.
But
That's
Chandler and I did get recognized at the airport, and it was the first time. And she didn't know it though, because we're in the middle of something else. But
Wait, at the airport?
no.
This
This
was
was in
in
the
Buc-ee's.
Oh, in the Buc-ee's,
And
yeah,
so
yeah.
and so I was like, you know what? So I go up to him. I go say hi. I was like, she'll be
This is
completely
all
fine. She
this
has
is
no
all
idea.
pictured in my behind the scenes vlog on my channel,
Yeah.
which I was very excited about. And then there's a clip of me being like, "Did you catch any evidence that I have any fans?" And like, "Yes, I caught it on camera." I'm like, "Oh, okay, good."
We told him to go over and say hi. To
I
you.
know.
No, but it was good though.
You're like Timpani at the gun range. Oh no, cool, whatever.
It's cool.
Yeah, it's cool. Whatever.
That's
People
cool.
say hi.
It's
Yeah.
cool, baby. Yeah.
Now
it's
we
cool. I
skipped
like John
right
Travolta.
past my favorite line of maybe the whole series where you say, "It's a beaver,"
Oh yeah.
and you're like slightly
Anyway,
offended.
I gotta
Yeah.
get going. You two
Oh,
have
I just
fun.
missed
You
it.
should shoot one of
Idiot.
them. Chipmunk, though. Seems very friendly. It's a beaver. Anyway, I got to get going.
Very
You two have
protective
fun. You know,
of-
you should shoot one
of
of
the
them.
Busey's
Beaver,
Because I feel like the
Idiot.
Texans are very protective of Buc-ee. Yeah.
So that's why my reaction was like that. I was like, oh, okay.
There's
sorry.
Oh, there won't be.
Oh, I love this opening.
There won't be.
That's my favorite line from Clay.
So you decided to make it widescreen, even though TikTok is
Just a fit.
Yeah, just,
I want to hear your thought process on this. I think
My
it
thought
looks
process
great.
is I was initially going to have it vertical, and then last minute I was like, no, that's dumb. That's dumb.
Yeah, let's get
I like
all the
that
stuff.
thought
Let's not
process.
lose.
Yeah.
Let's not lose a bunch of the great
I
stuff.
think we
Also-
love hearing your process.
Steve's life matters as the handle for the TikTok.
That was
I was like,
that was Jordan's joke.
that is
that was Jordan's joke.
so funny.
If you film it
Wow.
landscape, turning it vertical, you just lose so much. It would just be like
Yeah.
only a very
Yeah,
big,
just
like a
his
close-up
head.
of Siaka's face the whole time.
There is a real Steve Lives Matter on TikTok.
Really?
Oh, is
And
there?
you have real fans now
We have
because
actual
they
followers.
posted.
Did you start it?
Yeah, I just posted videos of you.
Shut up.
Follow
Oh
Steve's
my
Life Matters.
goodness.
it's all deep fakes of you.
Oh
that we
my
did.
goodness. Trust me, there's a lot of them.
It's
out
a lot
there.
of work.
That'd be great though.
I just
Steve's
asked
Lives
Justin
Matter.
Trudeau
Let's
for
do
his
it.
guy, and I just did it myself.
You just did for his guy. Yeah, you did.
Oh, yeah, I have a guy for that. I have a guy for
This
that.
is Jordan's one of our video editors, and this is like the first thing. One of the first things he edited for us was this segment, and I thought he killed it.
This was amazing.
Did a great job.
This is just wonderful.
I feel so welcome.
You got Brandon in the back there.
So wait,
And
can we?
also,
While you're
and
on
also my
camera.
voice. I said, "Hello, welcome in," just because we didn't have it.
Can you
clear.
go? There's a pause. So the first
You didn't
cashier that you guys will see
Over
that
here
we
on
go
the
by
right.
on the right that
Why'd
we
you
go
say
by.
hello, welcome in?
Yeah.
Oh.
She told me when I was talking to her, she goes, yeah, in high school I could bench 240 pounds. I was squatting 350. I was like, oh no, it was straight up a chick.
She was a lineman.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
She was a sweetheart.
So the way that we had to write this, we actually wrote. So there was a whole script inside Buc-ee's
Yep.
of other stuff that was going to happen, and we had to cut all of it just because we were not going to be able to get cameras to,
get
actually do
dialogue.
this reverse shots. So we had our backup plan was let's just do selfie camera videos, and we'll pretend like he's filming a thing, and it ended up working out great. I actually ended up loving
I
this.
did try to get us that shot for the car because it happened to work out. The employees were moving the
Oh, yeah,
car,
that
and I
was-
ran up in front. I was like, oh, let me help you out, and I'm trying to pull it.
So
And
we
I
moved
guess-
all the dialogue out to outside the
And I guess I wrote myself out of this whole sketch because I was like, I'm gonna be in the bathroom the whole time and come out with the kolache and mispronounce it
Taffy.
unknowingly.
nuts.
Favorite line
Yeah.
on the
Oh
spot.
fudge!
Yeah, this is great. Buc-ee's cannot be mad at this.
Buc-ee onesies for one day. Buc-ee umbrellas. Oh, Buc-ee.
This is great. Right here.
When I look into his smiling eyes, I just can't
What's
help
the
but
line
be
reference?
happy.
Who knows?
It's like being inside Joy. As if Joy was a tangible thing that I could wrap around me.
These
and
are real
hug like
tears,
a blanket.
Siaka.
All my
Never
years.
in my life have I been this
So we shot
content.
this on an actual cell phone, but we
Buc-ee.
were using the better camera, like shooting from back.
Buc-ee.
So Siaka couldn't see the screen.
I'm
So
home.
I was holding his hand at the time.
Great
I was
Aww.
holding his hand,
That's
showing.
so
It was
cute.
great. It was actually really cool.
Connecting.
And he has the coldest hands of anyone in the world.
Cold hands, warm heart.
Oh, I love this line that's coming
They
up.
have pepper jerky, they have black and pepper jerky, and they have lemon pepper jerky.
I like
Not
her
that
face.
I would eat any of that
Okay, enough
disgusting
about meat. Do you know that they have 80 bathroom stalls in there? And the entire bathroom is cleaner than ours at home. Even since I started
guys.
making you pee sitting
Hey.
down.
This place is amazing!
Plus, I found this jalapeno cheddar
My
collage.
favorite joke from Chandler. Even when I started making you pee sitting down,
that
love
me?
that one.
I like that line too. That's my favorite
What did you
one.
say about Vanessa Carlton?
What's it? The
Making your way
100
downtown.
miles, 1,000 miles, 1,000 miles.
Yeah, what about it?
Wasn't that?
What are you guys talking about over there?
No, Sparkles in the Sun.
missed your
it's,
joke.
It's a reference.
I
to
know they were totally like-
Twilight.
I love that Vanessa Carlton song.
Wasn't that the thing?
No.
Okay.
I love the fact.
No, it's the away every day waiting for. Oh, it's 1,000 years.
1,000 years.
I missed that
It's a
one.
different Christina something.
Is that what it's from?
I don't know if it was written for that, but it was featured in the wedding scene in Breaking Dawn. No, I know, but I referenced Twilight. He made the connection to Vanessa Carlton, but that was the wrong person.
I've only watched the first one, and I tried to cut it off.
That was
halfway
about
through.
it.
Just I'm falling asleep while you guys are talking.
Let it be
I'm-
noted,
this is really-
Kyle referenced
It's really
Twilight.
boring.
Stalls in there?
Yeah.
And the entire bathroom is cleaner than ours at home. Even since I started making you pee sitting down.
This place is amazing!
That's the
Plus,
best
I
line.
found this jalapeno cheddar collage.
Whole series.
I
free.
genuinely thought that's how it was pronounced.
Meat? No! Do not
I
take
was
this
so
toy
happy to
away
see
from
you
me!
eat meat. I was so happy to see her eat meat. That was so exciting.
Well, she actually went around this thing and,
I
spit it out.
every single bite out because
Yeah.
I was doing this fitness challenge, discipline challenge, and it's not about the health or whatever, but I didn't enjoy the taste of it at the time because I
thought it was delicious.
I love
You
this
ate
scene.
one?
Oh yeah.
You ate a kolache?
I love this scene.
I had a couple
Here we
bites.
go. Yeah.
I thought this was awesome.
I can't help but feel there's something between us.
That's my line.
Hey, here he is.
This is how far we're willing to go for a
Somewhere
single
along
gag.
this journey called life, we seem to have lost our way. And although I fear for the course ahead,
I love that giant
what
inflatable
we
Buc-ee,
must
man.
Wait, this is it right here.
Didn't we already see it?
What?
No, Siaka's.
Oh, the line. Yeah, the line is great.
we have to move back to California.
That was a soft one. I had
You were
tears.
really
I had
emotional.
tears coming
I love
down.
Brandon
how,
directed
I love how
us.
melodramatic it is.
Yep.
And you're wearing a Buc-ee's onesie.
Yeah.
You guys were pretty hot in there. It was like
Yeah,
It was
pretty
like
warm.
95
How
degrees.
did you know
in there.
that?
because you guys were sweating on
Yeah.
camera.
Oh.
And
putting it off as tears?
okay, so then I'm in the office and you guys come back and drop all this stuff off and I'm like, oh, Buc-ee's gear, and I'm like,
The
I'm gonna
onesie.
put on this Buc-ee's onesie.
No,
and
they
I
didn't
grabbed
tell
it
you?
and my
It was
hands were
soaking
just
wet?
soaking
Right.
wet, and I was
Ew.
like,
They didn't tell you?
why is that wet? And he's like, oh,
Siaka, yeah.
Siaka was sweating. I'm like, oh no.
Oh, it was hot in there. Doors were closed and
That's
everything.
Siaka
We're
sweat.
going to watch the trailer. I'm
you
so
gotta-
glad that we decided to hype up the
Yeah, by the way,
finale.
great job on that call, guys. Everyone got hyped up about this. This is
I got a lot of comments on that emotional tag. There was a lot of comments on that where people were saying like, no, not back to California. Like, oh,
Really?
like I was rooting for them, and like
Yeah.
they were like really devastated and interested in what happened. Also, I have to leave right now.
Oh. Bye,
So-
Kyle.
Fun.
Fun talking with all you.
Bye.
These guys will finish it out. I know Siaka's got to go pretty
Yeah.
soon too, so we'll knock this out.
Yeah. All
All
right.
right, final episode. Here we
All
go.
right.
Final episode. Oh, this is so great. These
Oh,
kids were great.
I'm bummed that my AR
Yeah, these
biscuit
kids-
eating didn't make
These
it in.
kids were super great, weren't they?
We had too much good footage to put into
Yeah, I know. Like
I love these guys. I love your lyrics on this too.
like we had the what was it, the leaf snow angel or the leaf angel?
By the way, that's
That's
actually your Uncharted shoulder holster. You know that's
Uncharted.
from the movie
Oh, really?
Uncharted. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh,
So,
there you go.
like, we were doing some extra takes of this with Siaka saying "I love you" to Buc-ee, and I knew we weren't going to use it, but I just had to keep going with it. We had a line where it was like, "I love you, way better. You're way better than these guys."
And I was pushing the
These
kids out of the
That's
way. I
right.
was like,
That's
"Get
right.
off me." We kept it in.
I was
interracial
really
children.
sick when we were filming this, and I feel like I can totally
It's
tell.
a good idea.
I don't know. Other people say they can't.
We
but-
wanted
Nah,
to
they
relive some
can't.
of our Texas memories, but this just
You're
feels...
great.
So we
Thanks,
actually,
Yeah, whoa, there we are. First shot
Oh
there,
yeah, there's,
Emma.
there's Emma.
but also we
Also
we
known as Abby, apparently.
Abby.
yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, that's Abby? Like, no, that's Emma.
Who, yeah, who keeps thinking your name's Abby? Maybe
But
they
it's
just
some
confused.
one of the
I feel like we
commenters.
They
fooled
just got confused.
everyone, but we can get into it
Well,
later.
she fooled. I walked in and get on set. You want to greet everybody, and I'm just saying hello. Oh, hey, Tara, what's going on? Hey, and I turned to her, and it just kind of, you know, when your brain kind of like
You fooled
clicks
Tara.
for a second. Oh, it was so
Hello,
good,
sir.
Yeah.
And she looked at me, and I saw her
Look,
trying to
you-
hold it for a second. I'm like,
You make a very attractive man. Like you're a very pretty girl, but you make a very attractive man. Even Tara was like, "Oh, who's this?" Like, ah.
No, there were some awkward pictures for
I
sure.
felt
yeah.
odd, you know.
No, you make
I
a
found
really
out I'm
cute
not
guy.
trans because I feel odd dressing up as a guy.
That's
and
good.
Fooling
That's a relief.
people. And Chandler was like, "No, you were a super hot guy," and I'm like, "Well, good thing I'm just an average woman." She was like, "Yeah, but you're super hot as a
That
guy."
is not true. I 100% reassured you. You like are so funny. You keep misremembering moments. Like
you keep not telling
I
the
did
truth
not
about our
shame you for
experiences.
having your acting winner's streak, and I did not say that you were an average-looking girl. I said no, you're a very beautiful girl.
Like, you're a very pretty girl, but you make a very attractive man.
All right.
It makes a way better story though.
With
I'll
that,
tell
we're
you
moving
that.
on.
That's true. It's
here we
funnier.
go, Yeah.
Does make it a better story.
That's true.
I know, right?
The bok choy.
But I'm not
Used to
me.
ignoring our neighbors, avoiding eye contact, and stepping over sidewalk feces to get the mail.
I love that line. I love
Xander's
that.
on a hunger strike, so Z's covered.
Okay, he's hilarious.
That was so funny.
Miles killed it on this.
He also played our Trump and We Don't Talk About China.
That's right.
course
He's
they are. What else would
with
they
no lines. He was like amazing.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
He did so good.
By them, do you
He
mean
needs to do
Cynthia,
more
who's
stuff.
My
pronoun is
chakra.
them? Or do you mean that
I know a lot about chakras.
Yeah, that was great. She said that, I was broke too.
I also we did end up working 2 Z names in there, Xanther and Xynthia.
That's right.
But Emma's character was named Saffron, and I just think it's the weirdest beta male name.
It's a great
Saffron.
name.
Do you want to talk about the casting decision on that one, where Jarrett's like, we need someone who's this really wimpy dude, really scrawny guy, you know.
No.
No.
Beta male.
I think what happened was, Jarrett was just talking about it internally, and he said, "Oh, I think Adam would be perfect for
Well,
this
he
role."
described it first as like,
No.
we need a wimpy
Brandon
dude.
No. What happened was,
Well, then you followed it up.
I think it started with Jarrett was like, "Oh, Adam would be perfect for this role," and then without that knowledge, I had said, "Oh, I was imagining this guy as like this super beta male, like limp wristed and like can barely grow facial hair, yada yada yada." And then Adam was like, "I like how you thought of me, Jarrett." For this.
But Jared even said,
so
we
now
need
Adam
a
thinks-
wimpy guy, and then Adam walks in, and you're like, hey, I have a part for you. And then it was perfect because then later you didn't know Adam was the cast for that. And you come in and you're like, hey, did we find that beta wimpy dude that just
limp-wristed.
And then it was like, oh, well, we'll just use Emma, I guess.
Yeah.
And
Which
I
was a
thought I
great
was going to
choice.
be
Emma's always wanted to play a man in this.
I want to
in one of
play
our
a
sketches.
man.
Oh, that I were a
I want
man.
to play a woman who's identifies as a man who plays a woman. But this is close enough.
Yeah, maybe the future, yeah. There's always
yeah,
tomorrow. There's
but
always next time.
I thought I was going to be like non-binary and not in a couple, just like a confusing looking androgynous person. And then Jarrett was like, no, you're a man. Go put on the rest of the beard.
You're a legit.
It's so funny because when I
You're
was
not a woman, you're
reaching
a
out
man.
to Tara and I was like, okay,
Right.
so I think that they're playing like a trans couple, and Jarrett's like, no, Emma's playing a man. It's no more difficult than that. Like he was very like Emma's a man. Like Emma's not a trans thing or anything like that. Emma's a man. I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, that just goes to show how masculine all the men here at the Babylon Bee are. That's all. They couldn't find a limp-wristed,
Yeah.
weak, beta male right here.
Because Adam was busy that day.
Now Adam I think he's lip-wristed. All right, here we go. I
So
like
he was
this
busy
part.
that-
My wife laughed out loud at that part. This is some hogwash.
Some
hogwash. Some hogwash.
She laugh out loud on that?
Yeah.
Do you see? See?
I
She asked me
disagree with the
why.
pronunciation, but that's okay. I'll let it go.
Contact while
I had
sniffing
Tara
other
say,
Buc
You win.
feces from
Hi.
getting mail.
Just like I say, hi.
But who are they? That's my best
We were also
friend.
trying to coach Emma in male physical
Yeah.
mannerisms.
Like head nod.
Like
from-
wide
Head nod,
stance.
throwing your arm while you speak.
Yeah. Man,
Like,
this is
right?
You guys are crazy.
Yeah, you're crazy.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, you gotta deepen your voice. Can you fake a man's
Can you give us your
voice?
man
Can
right
you
now? Give us
can
a
you do
man.
that? And then Jarrett would come up to me later on set and he's like, hey, can you just hunch more and like teaching me how to stand like a man? And then I was trying to copy whatever Siaka did. So like
Yeah,
I
that's
think I
good.
move a lot more as a
Emma.
woman, and then I try to be like, okay, Siaka's not really moving. I shouldn't move.
And what we achieved is this very
That's good.
confusing
Wow.
Look at this
person.
weird screen grab right now.
Okay, by the way.
Yeah, those
By
are-
the way,
That's a great
That's
screen grab,
Bettina.
brother.
Bettina is so committed to
Bettina
this
and
homeless
Matt.
role.
Bettina and
They were
Matt are
great.
both incredible.
They were
They
so
were
good.
also homeless people
Yep.
in Californians. I wish that we could leave California.
The Beach
Our
Boys.
musical
I think they're the
characters.
same characters,
It's
actually.
They're the
Yeah.
same
Hobos.
characters.
Same hobo.
Except her eye is healed because she was blind in that.
And this
half
was
blind in that
You know
this
how it
was
is.
Matt's idea to just
Formerly
bring a bunch of
homeless
moose
people
and put it
were
in
not
his
allowed to kick out of our house.
Your house?
You know you reside on the traditional, ancestral, and
trying not to
unceded
laugh every time
homelands
you were saying this
of
to
the
me.
Tongva, Chumash, and Kitsch people.
Of
I love
course.
Tara's little looks.
But I don't
Yeah.
think that
She's
these
so
spoilers
good. She's so
are
good.
any of those.
Tara's really
How?
They're
Got a
decent tenants for
complex.
LA, but you have to be careful not
She's
to
got big
step on
eyes.
any of the
It's so
used
funny
legal
because she
things, like to
she even
decorate
told me
them.
when I told her
We
her
tried to clean up
role,
before y'all came,
she's like, I've
but
never
you know
played
how the
a
unhoused
character
are.
like this
You
before.
clean up
I'm gonna
and
have to
then 2
channel it.
seconds
Like,
later,
and she is very like
it's all over the
sweet
floor.
and wholesome, so she doesn't usually play the.
Well, that was one of our rhythm moments right
Yeah,
there that I
that
really
was
love. Our laugh to our breath right there.
Racist and
She's from
homophobic
Georgia,
and
so
super
she's
intolerant.
one of the
and
people
like
she's
always
describing.
saying horrible things about the people from California.
There's her
You
man
mean
voice.
like making really negative assumptions about people who live out of state that you know literally nothing about?
Yes, exactly that.
Nope. They didn't do that at
I love our use of the word "they" in this sketch.
Who are
So-
they?
Who are they?
Who are they?
I don't know.
Mysterious
I saw them earlier
people.
and I figured they probably
So this is where
Excuse me.
the
Hi.
director gets to be a character. So
robbing
this
us?
is Brandon. on the left.
Let's go, in the gray.
And then I'm
Aaron
on the right.
Paul on the right. I mean Jared. on
Jared,
the right.
yeah, Jared.
And Aaron
We
Paul.
did get Aaron
But I
to
think
come
it's
in
funny
for the
because
day.
he's also Clay. So it's like Clay went over to California to rob.
He just wanted to. Just
I
be a
found
part
out
of
where
it.
you guys live.
You want to push us back to Texas. That's what you
right.
want us to do.
And they're stealing the Buc-ee.
And the broom.
And a
which
bok
it's-
choy.
Yeah, and a bok choy.
Did you get the broom?
very
Did you
innovative.
get the broom?
We got a
These are
broom.
very-
Did you get the broom?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I got the broom.
One of the outtakes is, did you get the broom? Oh, we're going to be sweeping tonight.
That was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're robbing. Yeah.
I love that line.
Well, stop it. Please.
I'm good.
Then I'm calling the police.
Well, then we would wait around for an hour, but we got a full day today. We got the CVS, we got the Nike store,
Pickleball.
pickleball game.
I don't even know what
at
pickleball is,
5:30.
but I keep hearing everyone
Stop
talk
you.
about it.
Well, here's my favorite improv one.
Oh, there it is.
Whoa, cool it, Blackie Chan.
And
Did you just come up with that because he did that thing?
yeah.
I mean, it's in my subconscious already. Like,
We've tried to use Blackie
we say
Chan.
Blackie
in
Chan,
other
people-
my
interviews.
cousin,
that's been a
that's
thing
my
for a
cousin's
while.
screen name. Like, my cousin's screen name is
Yeah,
Blackie
yeah,
Chan.
no, they say that's been a thing since
So you practiced
Rush Hour, since the
you
first Rush
practiced
Hour.
this a
I
lot.
stunned.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, let's wrap this up.
So, yeah, we're almost
Wrap it
there.
Okay, last thing.
Thank you.
Here we go.
When I got home, I really
I
felt
did
it.
give her the suggestion of the feet thing, right? Remember?
Yeah.
We were like,
So I got pulled feet up.
or girl.
Next time. Maybe season 2 will have some stunts. I don't know.
Ooh, maybe season 2 we go repelling.
Hey! You could have put it down gently.
Classic stuff.
Rude.
Yeah.
Sure, it was my holster.
Was
Sorry about that.
I like how she took it like, of course it was.
It's all right. It's all right.
I specifically wrote in the script that we
I
needed
just
double
was-
legal action.
I was all averted. It didn't matter. I was looking at Miles the whole time.
This guy's
Wow.
sauntering out.
I love this.
More all beef
nailed it.
hot dogs for us.
Well, yes, more meat for us, but also, I think we're Texans.
Oh, I ain't mad at it.
No. Calling the police.
Dude.
This was
You know,
Kyle's first time
Kyle's
on set of
just
a
saying,
California
Kyle's
movie.
arms look really good. Have you guys noticed that?
I tried to say it the same way Dave said it.
To the neighborhood.
We're just your neighbors.
Hello. You
get
should have
it.
done that.
Yeah.
You're in Texas now, sweetie. You'll get used to it. Might even come to like it.
I decided to keep my
Jerky?
dumb California accent because it would have been too weird if she
No,
was
completely over.
Yeah.
Look at that rhythm. Look at that rhythm. I love it.
Guys. So, guys, if you want to see more behind-the-scenes content, if you want to kind of catch the rest of what we did and a lot more stuff, why don't you guys become subscribers? So go to BabylonB/plans, and you can become a subscriber there and become part of the community. You can pitch headlines. You can do all kinds of great stuff there and get to know all of us. And there's a lot of great people on there. So go check it out.
I mean, this series was a ton of fun. We had no idea in the beginning that it was going to turn into what it did.
Yeah.
The response has been overwhelmingly wonderful to hear from everyone.
And thank you to the fans. You know, I
Yes.
was starting to get suspicious of any of our writers who were like going through the comments because I felt like there was such a same wavelength thing going on.
Yeah.
The fans really understood what we're doing and really were rooting for the characters.
yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
we're so thankful for you guys because it wouldn't have turned into a series if it weren't for you guys. So
Exactly.
thank
And
you
Joe
guys.
Rogan.
Well, I'm
And
just.
Joe Rogan.
I
No,
think
but we
it
thank
was
you guys. It
super
was
good.
great. Yeah, it's. I mean, just to see what people are starving for, to see something that had a through line, they could have characters they can connect with.
Yeah, characters
and
that they can root for.
Yeah, it was really cool
There's
to be
like-
a part of that.
Knowing that we're on the conservative side, dealing with Steve Timpani and not being jerks about
Yes,
them or painting
yes.
them into this like to be jerks. Like I think we did a good job of that. Hopefully,
Well, also not just painting,
just
not
bridge build more
well,
than
not just
you
painting them as jerks, but also because in just my time running for office and everything is a lot. What I get is people don't really know what conservatism is. And so by showing how like that gun scene when you were actually pointing out, do you think we just run around here shooting guns off? That's ridiculous. It's like they don't really get that.
Yeah.
And to kind of see it in this way
In a
where
narrative,
in
yeah.
this narrative form where it's like the
that's right.
misconception from the left are being kind of broken, but not in a you're an evil person type of way, but more just like, no, this is just not how
Yeah.
we move. I thought that was really done. That was done really well. And it's really
Yeah.
Really
It's
great
fun.
for people to see conservatism from this angle.
Yeah, I think what you said about teamwork on set and how the goal is to make the best shoot. You know, that's why I wasn't bummed about being cut out in the beginning episode, because if it's funnier to end with the hat tip, like, let's do that.
That's
if
the
it's
goal.
funnier for me to play a dude instead of a weird non-binary character, let's do that, you know?
Yeah.
And then I think working together for a while before the shoot just makes things run more smoothly.
Yeah.
So that's the end of the season. We wrapped up the season, but I can almost guarantee you that's not the end of Steve and Timpani. That's not the last you'll see of them. So look forward to that.
Maybe a baby. Maybe a baby.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
We're working on
Let's
it.
not get too far ahead of ourselves.
Oh, okay.
Now,
You saw I said one day.
Again, thank you, the audience, for watching, for making this possible. We really appreciate you. We love you. And enjoy your holidays. Remember,
Merry Christmas.
put Christ at the
Christmas.
center of everything, and Happy New Year.
Amen.
Woo! Thanks, guys.
Later, Gators.
Mwah.
Thank you.
Can we say Gator?
You
We
can't
can.
say Gator.